What's going on, guys? It's your boy Devs here, and we're back with another video. On today's video we're going to be looking at Phantom Forces loadouts, but it's on TikTok. So yeah, we're going to be using some of these loadouts and seeing if they're actually good or if they're complete dog shit. So let's start off with you need to use this MP7 build. Let's click on this. Obviously I'm going to mute it just in case DMCA on YouTube, not trying to get messy with that, honestly. So as you can see, he's getting a few kills here with this MP7. So it's delta sight, stubby grip, extended mag, and R5 suppressor. I'm guessing he means R2. Alright, so I just put all the attachments from that video on the MP7. I forgot it zoomed like that, but yeah, we got all the attachments on it. Delta sight, R2 suppressor, extended mag, and stubby grip. Now this is going to be very weird to use because it's got 40 bullets and I feel like I'm going to lose ammo very quickly, but let's hope other people are using SMGs in this lobby. So I decided to go for Maul, as this is like more of like a close range map. I didn't really want to play like larger maps like Desert Storm or anything with a gun like this, because as much as we know from the MP7, it's not very good at long range, and with a suppressor I feel like it's going to be even worse. So yeah, let's hop onto the roof hopefully, and let's see how good this thing is. Alright, so we've made it to the roof, and let's climb this ladder, see if we can get some people up here. I don't really know where they're spawning, or if there is actually like another team, because I've only seen that guy. I'm not even gonna lie. That's not bad. The spread was pretty good on that, like anyway. But with this setup, it kind of feels kind of good. So there's another kill. That's not, honestly, I don't really use this gun, so I'm not really a best judge. But I don't mind this setup. As much as I hate suppressors, I don't know why, right? But it just makes the gun feel so much different when I use a suppressor. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's like the sound. Maybe it's just like, I'm not really sure. But I'm used to suppressors being hot garbage. And that's like, not like something I normally say in games. But suppressors are normally like complete trash, and I never give them a shot. But this isn't, obviously, that's not too bad. I just got like a 157 stud kill, headshot as well. So it definitely, like, the spread of like the bullets as they come out, like, clearly isn't too bad. Even when I'm hip firing, they are in like a small section. So I feel like the setup's actually pretty good. Spawn on my teammate. He's going up the crane, probably not a good idea. But yeah, I think at range this thing is not very, how do you put this, effective. Should we say that, for the least. The damage of this gun is kind of weird as well. I don't know why. I feel like I hit that guy so many times and he just did no damage. But yeah, honestly, this setup's not too bad. We just got 9 kills with it, and I think that was like, I don't think that was even like a large amount of time. So yeah, I'd say this setup's pretty good. And I'd give it a solid pass, man. I don't think this is like a trash setup, as it's completely usable. The spread's pretty good on it. Even though it's got a suppressor, I still don't think it's too bad. Like, the sight is not bad. I actually don't mind delta sights. They're pretty good. But on the real, yeah, it's not bad. The only thing I would say is never use this at range, because that is literally trash. It's literally absolute trash at range. But once you get used to it, I think it could be really good. The bullet like recoil is kind of weird on it. That's the only thing I would say. Like, you have to like pull down instead of like, I don't really know how to explain it, but like, I don't know, it's kind of like not like your normal type of recoil. It feels like I've got like a Hellbeck device on it, but I don't know, it's kind of like side to side recoil. Horizontal recoil? No, that's vertical recoil. Alright guys, it's 2 AM. Alright, let's move on to the next setup. Alright, so we're back to this legendary screen, the TikTok screen. And I thought we'd go with a sniper. Now obviously it is the same account, I can't really do much about that. But yeah, we'll go with a sniper. He looks like he's using the K14. This is a whole minute long, so I'm not going to actually watch the whole of this. But let's see. K14 loadout, skeleton grip, muzzle brake, and S-bolt. So yeah, let's go into a game and use that right now. Alright, so I've put all the attachments on the gun, also the scope. Even though I didn't say it, he was using it in the clip, so I thought I'd put it on. This is the second time recording this because the last lobby I was in was full of cheaters, and I literally spawned in and died 4 times due to 4 different cheaters actually. So now I've picked a new lobby. and we're going to try this setup out. Now, I did say, and I think I've said this like before, like in general, I do not like using skeleton grip on my guns. Now, a main issue for using skeleton grip is it does give your scope a lot more sway than it needs to, which is like really annoying when it comes to sniping, because sway is like one of the things you don't want at all. Like when you're sniping, you don't want sway at all. Now, sway is obviously sniper, like scope in sway. So like when you scope in, like, you know, if you don't hold shift to steady, it does this. Even when I'm like this, I don't know. If you snipe with skeleton grip, you'll know what I mean. If you don't, then you don't. I don't really know how to explain it, alright? Okay, it's a weird thing to explain, but yeah. So, as I said, I don't use this gun. So I'm gonna be rusty. I'm not gonna be trash because I have no idea like bullet drop or anything. But I'm gonna try my best for you guys. As snipers are my main, and I think this is like probably one of the best things I can judge. But currently, as you can see, look at this sway, bro. Oh my days. But yeah, I think it also like reduces the amount of shift to scope time. If you know what I mean, like, you know, like hold shift to steady. I think it reduces that. Maybe I'm wrong. I'm not really sure. But yeah, currently, just from like using the loadout, honestly, it's not too bad. I do like the scope being like the K14 original. I see like a lot of people put like R700 scopes on like their K14 and stuff. I'm missing all of these bullets. I'm gonna get a bit closer. But yeah, I see like a bunch of people like putting R700 scopes, intervention scopes on like their K14, and I never understand why. Because personally, I learn bullet drop with like the little lines on like your scopes. Like, you know, like the little lines on like intervention scope and like R700 scope. I kind of learn bullet drop of a gun through them. So I know like the perfect bullet drop for R700 with like them lines. So if I put that on a different gun, I'll still like use the lines, but obviously the bullet drop's different for like every single sniper. So it like kind of just messes with me, if anything. So yeah, I'm kind of glad we got the K14 scope on this, or what is it, the KOM12, I think it is. I'm not really sure what it's called. I didn't really look into it. It was just already on my gun, if I'm being honest. But yeah, it's kind of nice. Muzzle brake, I don't really know why they put muzzle brake on it, but it doesn't seem too bad, to be fair. Honestly, skeleton grip and S-pull I never use on my snipers anymore. Mainly for the reason being, obviously S-pull reduces fire rate on like some snipers. I don't know if it reduces it on this, I haven't actually checked. But yeah, it reduces it quite a lot. So we're just gonna try to get some kills here. We're on 8 kills right now, which isn't too bad actually. I think with the last setup I did 12 kills. So we'll go for 12 on this as well. Alright, that was an insane shot. I didn't even think I shot there. Like, I'm gonna be real. Okay, nice, good shot there. Thank you, teammate. All my days, my teammate just saved my life. No cap. If you guys want me to make a video on what I think should be used on snipers, or what's my like best loadouts on certain snipers, I'll happily I'll happily make that. Just leave like a comment in the description if you do want that. Oh, I just hit a triple, bro. That was like a 3-piece. That was a nice trick shot on the end. If we hadn't got killed by the frag, it would have looked a lot cleaner. But I'm glad we hit a trick shot with it. So I think we're actually on 17 kills now, which is kind of crazy. But 18 and 6, I don't think that's too bad for a setup I never use and a sniper I never use. But I'd say overall, this sniper, with this setup, I'd give it like a solid like 7 out of 10. I don't think it's like any higher than that, just mainly because of this S-bolt and because of the skeleton grip. Let's go move on to an assault rifle. Alright, so we're back on the TikTok page, and let's see if we can find a new loadout. Now, I think this one's pretty cool. I might try that at another time, but I was looking at starter edition, as yeah, new players should always have a good starter setup. So as you can see, it's the M4A1 with the Ecotech XPS2, R2 suppressor, vertical grip, and laser. So we're gonna go try this out. Alright, so I just put all of the attachments on the M4A1. As you can see, we got the Ecotech XPS2, the R2 suppressor, vertical grip, and red laser. Now, before I start, I would initially say if you're a new player, I would not recommend using the red laser. I'd recommend using the green laser, as it's normally a lot more accurate and it's normally to the right of the screen like this red laser. But most of the time on other guns, the red laser will be underneath your gun, making it very hard to use and pretty much pointless. But green laser is a lot easier and you can see your enemies a lot easier with it. Now let's get this setup started. Now I love the M4A1, don't get me wrong, this gun is probably one of the best guns in the game still. To this day, I've never had an issue with this gun. This gun's literally always been insane for me. I literally love it. Like, I still use it now and I'm ranked 261, so like you can clown on me for that, but this gun is amazing. Okay, so let's get to this setup. We got the classic Ecotech on this, very good sight, honestly. I would obviously prefer using like other sights. Like, I would recommend, like, if you are a new player and you haven't unlocked like many attachments, I'd either recommend using the iron sights. These are like really good. I don't know why, but M4A1 iron sights are just perfect. Or delta sight. Never use Z-point. Z-point is complete trash. Just letting you guys know. That's just a warning. Z-point, never use it. But yeah, delta sight is really good. This is good. I don't mind any of these setups at all. So this is a carbine. We did snipers and SMGs, so I might do an assault rifle next if I can find one. But yeah, this is a carbine rifle. This is pretty much good. Pretty much any range, honestly. I don't think carbine rifles are very bad at like long range, but I'd say they're more of a mid-range weapon. Whereas like SMGs and stuff are like kind of short range. So for a mid-range weapon, obviously I've picked White House. This is a very like mid-range map, unless you obviously like go for like far away kills. I don't think it's honestly too bad. It's still got like the wallbang penetration that like you need for a gun. Especially on like White House, it can shoot through these walls pretty easily, especially if someone's hiding behind a wall. Honestly, like the recoil's not too bad. I feel like a better setup with this would be a lot better. I know my performance isn't amazing, so you're probably gonna like all like be up in the comments for me like, how can you judge a gun when you can't even go positive or like whatever, right? Alright, like allow it, okay? Like, it's late for starters, and two, these are setups that I never use. But yeah, honestly, I don't believe this setup's too bad. I think it's okay. Obviously, it could be better. But yeah, I'd give this like a 5. I'd say 6 out of 10. It's not bad. It's okay if you're starting out. But I feel like the one mistake a lot of people make when they start out as like a player in this game is the suppressor. And the vertical grip, actually. I don't know why so many people use vertical grip. Especially on snipers. Please never use a vertical grip on snipers when you first start the game. It does not help. But for a starter setup, which is low budget, I don't think it's too bad. I'd say 6 out of 10. Let's move on to assault rifles now. Alright, so let's go for a auto setup, like an assault rifle or something. So as you can see here, it says OP Scar L setup. Now, I don't know how OP this will be, but yeah, that was on screen for literally a second. So it looks like the Scar L with reflex sight, compensator, folding grip, and blue laser. So let's get into game and try this setup out. Alright, so I've put all of the attachments on the Scar L. It wasn't actually too far off my original setup on this, but I was using 9mm and muzzle brake instead of compensator and no 9mm. So I chose crane sight because this map seems pretty good for Scar L. I see like a lot of people use Scar L on this map, so I thought I'd give it a try. So it's now 3 AM in UK. Yes, it's taken an hour to make this video. I'm not even going to question how long it's going to take me to edit it. But yeah, it's currently 3 AM, and that pretty much means that I'm playing on NA servers right now. Now, I don't know how bad my ping is. Yeah, 176. So before you guys hit me up in the comments saying, why don't you just play on EU servers? Okay, trying to find an EU server at this time of night is almost impossible. Honestly, this setup is like really good. Like, I'm not even gonna like lie to you people. Like, this setup's really good. Like, obviously I'd switch out the blue laser for like a green laser, but that's kind of more like personal preference than actually like anything that changes like the skill of the weapon. But yeah, I'd change that, and I'd probably change it back to muzzle brake. but that's just me, right? That's just my preference. That's what I like. I don't think the setup's bad. It's pretty fun. If I could aim, it'd be a lot better. But, you know, that doesn't always happen. Especially with people, like, spawning right behind me. Alright, we got that guy. That's 230 studs. That was actually pretty good. I'm gonna be real with you. I was not expecting to get that guy. Okay, we got that guy as well. 260 studs. Pretty good. Yeah, this gun is definitely good at longer ranges. If you can aim, obviously. I can't really aim right now, but... yeah, this gun is very good at long ranges. It's also good at short ranges. I'm pretty sure it's got a good headshot multiplier as well. I don't know. I don't really read into stats of guns. I normally just put attachments on that I like, and it works. No, I'm just kidding. Like, most of the time I actually put, like, useful attachments on. That's most of the time. After this, I believe we're going to try find an LMG setup. Ooh, nice little double kill out there. That was actually a nice double kill out. I don't even know how many kills I got. I've re-recorded this crane sight game, like, twice. Okay, I'm on 20 and 9. So as you can see, I'm actually not doing too bad with this setup. I always feel like I'm doing worse with this setup than I think I am. And that's mainly because a lot of times I'll get a kill and then I'll instantly die. And it feels like I've been doing that a lot this game. I'm just glad you guys don't have to see all the footage where I've died like 12,000 times. Like, trust me, this is like the third take of playing on crane sight. I'm not even gonna lie. Sometimes I wonder why I still play this game. But yeah, this setup, I'd rate this a 9 out of 10. I feel like you could add some attachments that would make this slightly better. But I think this setup in general is pretty good. I like it. Yeah, it's not bad. Now onto LMGs. By the way, if you didn't know, I have a TikTok. I don't actually upload just yet, but I might start uploading soon. I might upload GTA clips, Phantom Forces clips. I don't really know yet. It's kind of when I get settled with YouTube, a bit more on content creation. If I have time, I might start uploading TikToks. I'm not really too sure yet. But let's try search for a LMG setup, as that is the next thing on our list to do. I guess actually, yeah, let's try a shotgun. I think we can try a shotgun. I think this might actually be a good way to start the next phase of this video, is with a shotgun. So we got the R870 with PBS 4 suppressor, green laser, blue laser, and default. That is a very weird setup, but let's get into the game and see how it is. Alright, so I put the attachments on the R870. I don't know why, but this suppressor makes the gun look so much bigger than it actually needs to be. Like, look at that. That is actually, I don't know why it makes it that big, but sure. Right, so I picked Metro, as a lot of people use shotguns on Metro. Yeah, so we're gonna try it. I'm not really sure about how well this is gonna go down. It's got no like ammo conversions, which is really interesting. I'd say a lot of people normally use like flechette or birdshot or something like that. But yeah, we're gonna give it a try. That was actually a solid headshot right there. I wasn't actually expecting to get a kill there, but I think that guy was lowered anyway. But yeah, for shotguns, I don't normally use shotguns. Now, the reason being is shotguns are normally associated with noobs. And if you know what I mean by that, then you know what I mean. Alright, if you play PF for long enough, you'll know exactly what I mean. Alright, so it took 2 kills to, like, 2 shots to kill him there. I don't know why I said 2 kills to, okay. Alright, English 0, brain power none. We got a nice double kill there. Oh, triple kill. That was nice. Okay, missed out on the quad kill because I'm just bad. But yeah, I don't think you can really go wrong with a shotgun. Now, obviously, suppressors don't really do a lot on shotguns, if I'm going to be, like, completely honest with you. They don't do a lot at all. Apart from remove, like, the normal, like, sound of the shotgun. Other than that, they don't really do a lot at all. But I think this setup's not too bad. I don't really see why you need 2 lasers. I think 1 would be sufficient, but 2 isn't really that bad. I don't think this setup's really bad at all. I think it's pretty good. I'd probably stick like a flechette on it, or like anything else really, and I'd definitely not use a suppressor. You guys know I hate suppressors, okay? maybe my mind will change after this video. I'm not too sure. But yeah, I don't think it's too bad. I'm not minding this setup. Obviously, if you're a new player, KSG is like your #1 shotgun to go to instantly. And I would recommend obviously using nothing on KSG unless you get like an ammo type. It doesn't really need any attachments. Kind of the same with this gun. It doesn't really need attachments, but an ammo type is always really useful, and it provides a lot more damage. That's all I'm gonna say. Alright, that was a solid shot right there. So we got 16 kills with this. I kind of thought I'd go with a shotgun because, let's be real, okay? Now I know a lot of people will be like, well, that's not true because they like take skill, but like, let's be real, shotguns take literally 0 skill to use. It's just pointing. I'd say this is a 10. I would use this setup. I don't see an issue with it. The suppressor doesn't do anything. The laser's kind of it kind of increases the hip and sight accuracy. So yeah, I'd say it's a 10 out of 10. Good job, man. Let's move on to an LMG setup. Alright, so I kind of had to search LMG setup to get this. But as I can see here, this person's using alt aim. So I'm going to use this setup here. But I think I'm actually going to try alt aim. This is mainly because it's got a reflex. We're going to be using reflex sight, compensator, stubby grip, green laser. And obviously I'm going to switch between using reflex sight and alt aim. Anyway, I'll see you in game. Alright, so I just got done putting the setup on the Colt LMG. Now I've picked Dunes for this one because obviously I've seen like a lot of YouTubers make videos before, and they always play like the same map. I don't know why they do, but they do. Okay, now I'm using Daylight Cycle, by the way. If you're wondering, this is not a skybox, it's just default Roblox. So yeah, I recommend you put Daylight Cycle on. It's actually kind of fun. I don't know why, but they added like a new like sound to it, and it's so loud. I don't know if it's loud in like editing as well, but I'm sure I could probably turn it down. I'm hoping I can actually, because it's like insanely loud. But this alt aim is really good. I don't know why, but alt aim makes literally any gun accurate. Don't ask me why, but alt aim is really good on this gun. Obviously the setup itself, I'd say is pretty good. If I'm being like fully honest, I think I think this setup is really good. I was about to say alt aim, I don't know why. Now I know like the overall like wallbang penetration on this is actually decent, so we'll try hit some wallbangs while we're here. I don't know how possible that's going to be hitting wallbangs, unless I just like spray down a wall and hope I get a kill. But that might be what we do. Oh my days, I don't know why I just did that, but like I just used like almost all of my bullets on like one guy, just spraying a wall. That was kind of stupid. I really can go get some ammo from this guy. I don't know what he's using. Oh, he was using an AK-12. That's actually so lucky. I thought I was about to run out of ammo. Alright, so we're going 12-2 right now, which isn't too bad, especially for Dunes as well, considering this is like a long range map which people normally snipe on. And like you'll probably see like a bunch of people on this hill normally just like sniping and just literal camping with like BFG, and if you spawn over there you're pretty much dead 99% of the time. But I do love this map. I would never want this map to get changed or anything. I literally like, I love this map. I think every map I played this video I love. Like all of these maps are just really fun to play on. They're like kind of OG. Like I guess like you could say Mall, Metro, Desert. They're like all OG maps. The same with like Crane Sight, which is kind of different with like maps like Fortress and like other maps like that. I don't really have fun on them maps, and I think that's mainly because they're just not like maps I would normally play, and like they're new maps, and I don't know, they're just not as good, you know. I'd say this setup is a solid 10 out of 10, honestly. If you're a new player and you don't have like many credits to get this setup, I'd say just use default setup. Default setup is just as good as like any setup you can really put on a gun. I think it's pretty fun to use. Now, I'm gonna go here until I die. There we go, perfect. 24-6, that's not too bad. I might actually try a pistol now, as I've kind of done like a whole trip. I might either try a pistol or like a heavy AR, I'm not really sure. Alright, so we're going to be doing our final setup in this video, and I was going to go for a Scar H. I was going to use this person's, but their avatar, all I'm going to say is I don't know if it's gonna get me banned on YouTube or not. It's not like graphic, but it's kind of, I don't know. Alright, let's go for this one. OKP7, muzzle brake, skeleton grip, tri-laser, and armor piercing. Bruh, I'm trying to find a highway lot server for the next setup. This is literally what I mean by EU. It's like 3:18 AM, 4 out of 32. The next one up, 2 out of 32. So I literally have to go with NA servers, which is really annoying, but yeah. Alright, so I just put the setup on the Scar H. Now, obviously, I do really like this gun, but yeah, this one's actually got an ammo conversion, which is going to be really interesting. We're going to be playing... I can't speak now. We're going to be playing on Highway Lot, as, I don't know, I'm just playing maps that I like today, and I thought I'd mix it up for the video. Play like a different map for every setup, just see how it goes. Now, this setup is... I'm not going to say it's bad right off the start, but I feel like it's going to be a lot better for close range. Considering we don't actually have a proper grip on this, and we have a skeleton grip, which isn't really needed. If I'm going to be honest with you, I don't think it's really needed. A skeleton grip, especially when you have like the OKP7. Because yeah, this recoil is insane. With this setup, I think it's literally impossible to get kills at long range. But yeah, we're just gonna give it a go. Gonna see how it plays out with this setup. Now, obviously, this setup's a lot different from the setup you guys normally see me use on stream. I can't remember what grip I use normally, but it's normally a red laser as well. So this is kind of the same, because like tri-laser, it's similar. Alright, but like I normally use a grip. I can't remember what grip it is, but I normally use a grip. And yeah, this grip just doesn't really cut it, if I'm gonna be real with you. This grip is like really it's odd. That's all I'm gonna say. I wouldn't class this as the best Scar H attachments, but I wouldn't class it as the worst, like fully the worst either. But I just don't think it's the best. If I if I tap fire this guy, I think we might be able to get a kill. I'm just like highly doubting this though. I don't know, like considering like that recoil right there in this short range is that bad, I don't really want to spray at long range either. I don't know, from the kills we got so far, I can see it's good at medium range. Oh, nice collat there. It's good at medium range, as you can see, like clearly. But I think as soon as I click to like spray, like full spray, I think I don't know what it is. It makes it like really like bad. Like the recoil is like really bad. I'd recommend you guys using a actual grip on this instead of like a skeleton grip. Yeah, currently we're going, what are we going, 11 and 2. Like obviously we're not doing bad with it, but I'm just like saying in general. But this sight's not too bad. I'd say it's like the Cobra. It's not extremely bad, but again, it's like another sight that I wouldn't like necessarily use. I'm much better off with Reflex. That thing's amazing. But yeah, this isn't a bad setup. I'd just say, like, considering like the recoil of this battle rifle and the setup we have on it, I don't think it's too good, personally. I don't know who I just hit in that inspect, but I'm not gonna question it. I can't even see who I hit, so I'm not even gonna question it. But overall, we got 13 kills with it. I'd say this setup's kind of like a 4 out of 10. No offense to like obviously like the creators of this setups. I'd say 4 out of 10, mainly because there's like no like recoil control at all. It's like all based on player recoil control, which is really hard to do when it's got this much recoil at longer ranges. The spread is insane on it, especially even like here. It's just, I don't think it's really that good. But honestly, the sight isn't too bad, the lasers aren't that bad, but the rest of the setup does need a bit of change. So I normally use the Ecotech X PS2. I thought I used the 552. Well, I'm lying. I use stubby grip. Okay, yeah, so muzzle brake is actually the right. Okay, muzzle brake's not bad then. Maybe 5 out of 10 then. I'm not really too sure. But yeah, I think this video was pretty successful. If you guys did enjoy it, obviously feel free to comment what you'd like to see next. And if you have any video suggestions, feel free to comment them as well. Hopefully you guys did enjoy this video, and yeah, it's like 3:30 a.m. I'm gonna head to bed. Thank you guys for watching. Sorry for the delay on this video. Hopefully it'll be out when I finish editing it. So yeah, in a bit, and until next time, goodbye.